he'll be starting off with his Marth. I think this is a pretty good pick.
Alright. Let's go. And we are back with Peach.
And Peach is going to have a little bit of a harder time going in on Marth than she would on Mario when we saw player 4 earlier.
The tip of my sword is very, very strong.
Yes, it is. And Mojo's going to be wanting to keep Peach at that length of the sword the entire match. That way he can make use of it.
Alright. Let's see who's going to win this match. It's going to be a very interesting match.
I think it'll be interesting. Player 4 has played against a lot of different types of Marth players. He's played against some that aren't so great. He's played against some of that are the best. And he always does it with Peach. So he's not one to really switch around his character.
Are there any sudden death tournaments?
Very, very rarely. But it happens. If two players knock each other out at the same exact time, then they have to play a tiebreaker match. They don't play during the sudden death, but what they'll do is they'll play just a one-stock match.
And that's tiebreaker?
Yep. I don't know if we'll be seeing that. I don't know if we've ever had a tiebreaker here at AON yet. Oh, no, wait, we have. Actually, we have, and Player 4 was one of the players to have it happen. Player 4 and Locust actually managed to make a tiebreaker.
Have you heard of Locust before?
Yep.
I don't know if I met him though.
He's here at today's event if you want to go say hi to him. He's the Ryu and the Bayonetta player from Canada. He's a very nice guy.
Nice.
We'll focus more on Locust later on with he's on stream. Right now we have Player 4, who's managed to build up a lot of damage onto Mr. Mojo Rising. But Mojo's also built up a good amount of it onto Player 4.
True. Peach just got knocked out by Marth.
Yup. Player 4 trying to end off the stock before Mojo can get any more percentage. He's going to do a good job of it.
Yeah, probably.
Only 35% built up onto Player 4.
Headset's falling down. Got some more magic from Peach.
Yeah, we're going to have to see a little bit more of it if Player 4 wants to end this match in his favor. Whole lot of slicing. A lot of aerial attacks.
And
it's going to be Mojo's that manages to kill Player 4.
Mojo Rising is the winner of this match.
Player 4 looks tired.
He does look tired.
I think he's taking a nap right now. Yeah, his controller's on the ground. Oh, no, it's on his lap. All right. And he's back up. And Mojo switched over to his Donkey Kong, even though he won with Marth. So for game 2, we're going to Town and City. Do you know the differences between Smashville and Town and City?
Not really. It's really something the same.
So Town and City is a little bit different in that there's more platforms on it, and sometimes there's no platforms when they transition. But also, and a big difference is the blast zones are smaller on Town and City. The ceiling's closer, and the sides are a little bit more inwards.
So for Donkey Kong is winning.
Donkey Kong's winning by a very little bit, but he is.
Not by 1%, now by a couple of percents.
Yeah, the big thing about this matchup is that these platforms are going to help both of these players get kills a lot earlier. And we see the bomb from Player 4. And it's gone.
We got...
Look at that.
I never realized that Peach and Donkey Kong would go against each other. They're so different in so many different ways.
Yup.
But
And player 4 pulling a bomb-bomb is very rare, but good for him. Let him take a stock very early on Mojo, and that's the kind of lead that you need when you're down a game like this. Mojo throwing around a lot of moves, trying to get the kill on player 4, but he's still got a little bit of work to do. Especially as player 4 keeps Mr. Mojo from landing.
And is it going to be the kill for Peach? And no.
It's going to take the up air after the up tilt from Mr. Mojo rising. And player 4 manages to come back on the offensive even after just losing his stock.
And we got some more slaps.
Whole lot of big slaps from Mojo. He's throwing out the giant punch, but wasn't able to really do too much to player 4. Player 4 has a lot of percentage up on Donkey Kong. A dash attack from player 4 almost sends off Mojo. Mojo's really good DI manages to keep him into the level more.
And it's going to be the kill, and maybe not. And
The forward air is going to do it.
yeah.
And player 4 brings us to game 3 now. Give him the little claps? Little claps, okay.
Princess claps.
The princess claps for player 4. That's appropriate. So do you think Mojo's going to... Oh! Mojo's going to stay his Donkey Kong. And they're going to go to Lilac Cruise. How do you feel about this stage?
I never really liked this stage a lot.
And how come you don't like Lilac Cruise?
I don't like the way it moved. Too small of a stage for me.
And those are both really important factors to this stage. The tilting can have an impact on the combos, and the fact that it's so small can mean that Donkey Kong's taking up a lot of space when he moves around.
So Peach doesn't have a lot of room to really
That's
attack.
right. She can't really run away from Donkey Kong too well, and she has to be careful because...
And a butt bomb from Peach.
Yeah, player 4 likes to use that a lot.
I like that too. It's cool looking. It looks like player 4 likes the original outfit.
Yeah, he prefers the pink dress over the other ones. He thinks it looks best on Peach.
I do too.
Whereas Mr. Mojo likes the blue tie on his Donkey Kong. Although he's played other Donkey Kongs before. Meanwhile, looking back at the match, Mojo's doing a good job of keeping player 4 in the air. But player 4 is making sure that every time Mojo hits him with something, he goes for the trade.
And that's going to be the kill for Peach.
Mojo finds an opportunity to swing back at player 4 when he can't, and it's just what he needs to take a lead.
That's more floating. Spin. And why are they sitting on each other?
Player 4 trying to get Mr. Mojo hit with the
I mean,
power
in a very dramatic Rise of the Dead scene in a game called Penelope, my friend sits on me, but you know, that's fair. It's like a TV show. It's the Penelope series. I make it up. Me and my friends.
Interesting.
Maybe when we have some more free time, I'll tell you guys about it.
All right. The dash attack from player 4 manages to end off Mr. Mojo's
And
stock.
Peach running around with her vegetables in her hand.
But
And
enough.
Mr. Mojo Ryzen has taken the lead.
and he manages to win it off over player